Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today at the Truth Juncture. It is in this place where we discuss the past, the present, and the future. We discuss people, places, and events. Anything in the world is open. However, we always use the Word of God as a truth point for what we're talking about, because this is the Truth Juncture. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I wanted to talk to you about an experience that I had in the seventh grade. To this day, I think about this particular time in my life. I reflect upon it, and it just kind of reminds me to be humble, to be reflective about how we treat others. And let me tell you what happened. It was a Friday afternoon. School had just let us out, and we were headed to the school buses. And a classmate of mine called me over, and she wanted to discuss the assignment that we had to do over the weekend. And as we spoke, I shared with her, and we had what I would consider to be a short, pleasant conversation. But she was not a very popular person in our school. And in fact, for some reason, a lot of my classmates and schoolmates had picked her out to be the person that they would just kind of pick on. She was not to be liked. And so in that brief conversation that I had, I didn't realize that people were watching. Not that that should change anything, but after I got on the school bus, some of my schoolmates confronted me about why I was talking to her. Why did I give her the time of day? Why was I having this conversation, this interaction? And I thought nothing of it, and I didn't, have any regrets about having that conversation. We went home for the weekend, and we came back on that Monday, and the atmosphere at the school was different. I could tell something had changed. Then I discovered that that young lady had committed suicide over the weekend. It hit me like a ton of bricks just to learn that she had gotten to a point in her personal life that she felt life was not worth living. And it really, really bothered me, and it bothers me to this day. But I'm not here to talk to you about suicide. I'm here to talk to you about how we treat each other. We should be mindful that everybody has worth, because everybody is a child of God. Philippians 2:4 tells us, "Let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interest of others." It's a reminder that we don't live this life to be concerned only about our personal interest. In fact, to be a child of God means that we are concerned about others, regardless of their race, regardless of their economic levels, regardless of their, professional, it doesn't matter. We treat everybody as if they are a child of God, because they are. We need to be mindful that Jesus took the time to pause one day with his disciples and say, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another just as I have loved you. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." It's telling me, and it's telling you, that if we are believers, if we are followers of Jesus Christ, then we are to love each other. We are to love others as God has loved us. Don't ever forget, he looks beyond our own faults. We should do that with the people we encounter. Oh, I know there are some people that make it very difficult to get along with. I get that part. But yet there are those who are out there walking through this world alone, believing that nobody cares. And I'm challenging all believers to make it their business to speak to the people who may in fact feel that they are all alone. Sometimes we make such a big difference in somebody's life. And I wanted to take this moment today to just kind of remind you of that. There is a passage in Matthew chapter 25, verse 40, and it tells us that the king will say in that day, "As you have done it, for as much as you have done it to the least of these, my little ones, you have done it also to me." The Word of God is telling us that the way we treat each other is exactly the way we treat God. And that goes beyond any boundaries that we have placed between ourselves. In fact, if everyone who is a believer would just make it their business to get past those barriers of discomfort and make sure that everybody we encounter understand that they have value and that they are children of God, the world would be such a better place. So that's what I want to leave with you today. And thank you for joining me here. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you will. But needless to say, as you go forward in your life, be kind to your brothers and your sisters. Be kind to all of God's children. For as much as we have done it to the least of these who live in this world, we have also done that to God. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you again right here at the Truth Juncture.